this little stream here. Look at it. I mean, what an absolute, it's a disaster out there. It is absolutely shocking. It really is. Everything's cancelled. Everything, literally everything. This has got to be the most filthiest month ever. It is drier in the sea. I mean, goodness me. I mean, this is just. I think the. Yeah. So it's just absolutely real ridiculous weather out there. It's really bad, and yeah, it's got to be safety first. You know how it is. So we're in the van. There's it's my little mate Bed Ted over there. He's just taking a nap at the minute. But goodness me. Oh dear, it is emotional. It must be so frustrating for pilots that can't get their training. See you, mate. There's people that have traveled quite far as well, but you can't not come. I'm here, I'm at Coningsby. It's really bad. And you know, of all the days, I didn't bring my gimbal for my phone. I'm actually all set up, ready to go. I've got everything ready, but there's no way I'm getting up there. It's just, you can't see much. It really is bad. So, oh dear, what a shame. But yeah, no worries. What can you do? I thought, you know what? I'm here anyway. I've been here since I got here about 10 o'clock just to do. Yeah, I came here just to do some editing. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm all good. I'm in the green. You know, I got myself blackjack here. There you go. There's the Typhoon there now. Pretty good. I mean, I could do a education for you in here if you want. If you want to know all about the Typhoon, I might as well. I'm here anyway. I was going to be here for a while, but yeah, I mean, I know it is beret down. I was going to show you some real cool stuff. There's blackjack. For those that are new to the Typhoon, not that we're going to hear it today. It's bless them. They've all had to go. It's really bad. It's really, it's not nice out there. You know, don't forget this is all training. I've had the liberty of just literally doing a lot of the things that make this channel go round. Yeah, so I added a few more things for you as well today. A little bit more in depth. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just using my phone. I didn't want to risk everything. It's explaining a lot more amazing detail about the Typhoon. The colors represent the different countries as well. For those that are new to the Typhoon, and you know, it's got pretty much, it's a bit different here using my phone, but you know, you can more welcome to take a, I don't know, take a screenshot of that if you want to, if you can even see that. So you've got Spain there with the right wing, left wing Italy. But I had a look a little bit further, and you know, the thing is, the explanation when I say the left wing, you know, Italy, right wing Spain, there's actually loads of tiny extra components that are made. Even the leading edge on the left wing in Italy, it's actually made in Spain, and you got a few of the pylons. And, there's all sorts of extra things that I've managed to find for you as well, which is pretty interesting. These are all the materials for the Typhoon that are made. So there's about 15% of metal for the exterior, and then about 30 kilometers. There's some really interesting facts about the Typhoon. Real cool. You've got about 30 kilometers of cable through that fuselage. It's pretty cool. 6 massive bolts. I mean, I only saw a video of it. I think they're about 6 or 9 inch or so bolts that hold those wings. 6 on each. They're pretty cool. If you want to, for those that love cars, it's equivalent to about 1,000 Ferraris, the power of this. So it's about 150,000 horsepower. It burns, because I do get asked, it burns about 360 litres of fuel with afterburner per minute. Oh yeah. The engines are good as well. It's got about 1,200 flying hours as well, without any maintenance. So it's kind of leave it to it. Leonardo's flight control computer is called a quadruplex. So you know, when I talk about the 4 main computers that are split into lanes, it's called it's by Leonardo, and it's a quadruplex system quadruplex, which splits it up. So it's pretty cool. Total internal fuel tanks, there's 8. That's 11,000 pounds of fuel. And the EJ200 weighs about a ton. So the F-35B's lift system, that lift van, is 1.2 tons. So you can appreciate, you know, the amount of weight on that F-35B there. 1.2 to 1 thrust to weight ratio, and with 13 hard points. So I had a chance to do, you know, yeah, not your average. Yeah, so yeah, it's welcome to my little, welcome inside the van, everyone. Welcome. You got, sorry about this little thing here. This is where I put my lunch in. I've had this for about 5 years, I think. I'm sure it's about 5 years. This is where I keep my lunch. Welcome to the Tedmobile. I don't know if you've ever been in here, actually. Have you ever been in here? I don't think you've ever been in here, but yeah, there we go. Hello from 15 Wing. I know, I thought, you know, I'm going to make something out of it. I'll make something out of it at the end of the day. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, I could do education, you know me, I could do the lot here, but I've got loads of things that I can go through with you. But yeah, sadly, all flying cancelled. There's nothing you can do about it. Of course, the aerodrome, the nature of it, if you don't know about Coningsby, it is a QRA station, so the aerodrome is ready to go. But as far as you know, they've never been in a van with 233 people. Oh dear. So the yeah, so as it's a QRA, it, you know, as far as training side of things, they've for now it's been cancelled. So if you are making your way, just head on back, because you know, don't want to waste a journey. Tim Gooch, thanks a lot for the pizza. I had a pizza delivery. That was quite funny. That was really cool. But yeah, sadly, what can you do, eh? What can you do? But yes, onwards and upwards. So for those who don't know a lot about the Typhoon, I might as well, you know, I mean, I was going to stream anyway for about an hour. This was called Ted's Afternoon Tea Sessions. For those who don't know much about the Typhoon. So I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail. For those that are new, welcome to the show. We'll start from the tip to the rear, to the inside of the Typhoon. It's in the Royal Air Force. Thank you very much, Doncaster. Last education from Nikos's Picasso. Great backup plan. Well, I've got to do something. I've got to do something for you, bless you, because I love this. I love doing this. It's my passion and pride. So yeah, so sadly, there we go. So yes, we got the Typhoon FGR4 in the Royal Air Force, it's called. Each country designates its own, okay? So they have their own terminology. Ultimately, it's Eurofighter, but it was given the Typhoon name at Farnborough, at the Farnborough Air Show in 1998, for those who don't know. So, by the way, for those that wonder if I read off a script, I don't have a script. There is no script. This is me remembering everything as I go. I do have, well, I don't even know where the notes are. They're up there somewhere. I do have some notes that I read and then just try to memorize them. But it's my passion, and this is why it sinks in. But my aging mind will probably run that dry at one point. But yeah, welcome. This is the Typhoon FGR4. FGR4 stands for Fighter, Ground Attack and Reconnaissance. Yes, the project was Eurofighter, but they named it Typhoon. In 1998 at Farnborough in September, for those that want to know about that. In Germany, it's called Eurofighter EF2000. The Italian Air Force, they call it the F2000A, Typhoon, with, you know, and then in Spain, it's a C-16. Now, here's the thing, I might get this wrong. The two-seater trainer, or the two-seater in Spain, I think it's a CE16. I could be wrong, but it's something I just kind of vaguely touched on. There are a few differences, and they call it a Typhoon. There are a few differences. Every country has their own needs. Okay, so Austria and Germany, they omit this, the IRST, the infrared search and track. So if you look at the Luftwaffe's Eurofighter, they don't have this. They don't have the IRST. That's infrared search and track. All right, they don't have that. Okay, so and that's for Austria as well. But anyway, oi everyone, Davey, how you doing? EP65, Doncaster Lass, Margot, how are we all doing? Hope we're all good. So we're going to work our way to the back of the Typhoon and inside for those that don't know. So if you're regulars, you've heard the drill. But, you know, for the newbies, bless you, welcome to the show. Sadly, today is one of those days, but I love this. This is my passion. And I know I should shut up now for a minute and go into detail about the Typhoon. Now, we're going to start with the nose. Now, generally the nose, actually, this is a good example. Generally, the nose is a different grade. This is a perfect example. And the tip of the Typhoon, this is the ultra high frequency antenna here. And then you've got to protect this. Now, these components have got, it's almost like a fiberglass, all right? So remember that, it's fiberglass. And the reason for that is because you've got to protect all the goodness inside there. Now, we've seen the movies. We've seen Top Gun, close dogfighting. Dogfighting is a bit of a thing of the past, but you still need to learn it. All those maneuvers are crucial because you never know what you're going to encounter, which is why the Top Gun was probably not made, if there was a Navy version, probably not made with the Typhoon, because inside here, there are marks 0, 1, and 2. The Captor M, the manual, it'll all make sense. Captor E, okay, that's the electronically, active electronically scanned array. Now, it started off with Marconi setting off the standards for the radar. Now, this is your battlefield. This is what pilots are looking for. This is what they're looking for in the battlefield, and tracking, locking onto targets. This is basically your aiming point, okay? And the Typhoon's HOTAS can select weapons on the throttle. So I'm looking at it in reverse. But anyway, just to give you an idea, the Typhoons are getting upgraded. I couldn't tell you which one's got what. It's impossible. Couldn't tell you which one's got this, which one's got that. But the Typhoon's AESA has been upgraded. Now, to give you an idea of what the Typhoon can do when it first started out, it could lock onto targets around 160 kilometers away. Now, that's a lot. That's the fighter jet size. It can also lock onto targets 300 kilometers away. It can lock onto about 20 to 30 targets, prioritize on about 6. Now, all that information is then taken onto the mounted display unit, MDU, onto the visor of the Typhoon, pilot. And now, you may notice some of the helmets have got these bobbles on. You know, when in the cartoons, look like, you know, when you get whacked on the head on a cartoon, you get the little bobbles. They're all these amazing 360 made by BAE systems that you can actually look through the Typhoon. Not quite X-ray vision, although I'll talk to you about that in one moment. So you can actually lock onto targets with the mounted display unit with the helmet. It's absolutely amazing. The Striker, absolutely brilliant piece of kit. So that's the Typhoon's radome. They are getting upgraded. The likes of Leonardo, Hensoldt, etc., that kind of thing. They're all making all sorts of things for the Typhoon, which will be a Mark II Captor E. All right, that's what that's going to be called. As we work our way to the IRST, this is an infrared search and track. Okay, so this can lock onto targets in an infrared but HD. You may have seen footage of Operation Shader or you know, targets that have been locked onto in various places around the world in black and white. The Typhoon can do this in ultra high definition in 4 filters, not the little selfie filters like, oh, hello, oh, gonna post this on Instagram. Yes, we've all done that, especially those that go to the gym. No offense, just saying. They're not those types of filters. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Not those types of filters, all right, that make you look amazing, even though you do look amazing, but even more amazing, and I should shut up a bit more. Okay, so the infrared search and track has 4 different filters, okay, not your selfie kind, all right? And again, this could all link. Austria and Germany, for probably financial reasons, not to say they couldn't afford it, just didn't want it, just for didn't want that in there. Okay, so so there we go. Okay, underneath here, we then need to talk about the quadruplex flight control system, FCS. Now, the Typhoon is fly-by-wire, okay? Now, it's controlled by fly-by-wire. In fact, the first fly-by-wire was, I think, the F-16, which basically computers managing all the inputs. The first European jet to have fly-by-wire was, I believe, the Tornado. Right, so now underneath, if you're fortunate enough to look underneath a Typhoon and get this close to it, you'll see 4 triangles, the ADPs, the pitos that send data. There are 4 for a reason, because Leonardo's FCC quadruplex has 4 channels, and those 4 channels divided into 4 of this. There's about 70 different computers that manage the Typhoon. 70. Now you've got 4 main lines. They're called lanes, okay, that manage these computers. All right, so it's about 70 computers split into four lanes, okay, and that's why there are 4 ADPs on there. All right, to manage that. I've been asked this: what if the FCS flight control system fails? It can't, because you'd have to have a very extremely bad. In fact, I'd probably play the lottery. If you get all 70 of your computers failing, then go and play the lottery, because that's pretty bad luck. But in a way, that's quite a statistic of fail. So there we go. So there you go. That's that there. Now, the Typhoon doesn't have elevators, because we're going to work our way to the back. Doesn't have elevators which control the angle of attack, okay, to make the nose go up or down or bunt it. They have what's called 4 planes, okay? 4 planes up, nose up for angle of attack. 4 planes down, all right, they don't move sadly, but you can make them move. 4 planes down, it starts to dip the nose down, okay? So that controls that. So there's no elevators. This could also be used as a speed brake as well, all right? And normally on landings or even on shutdown power downs, the 4 planes are pushed down. They work simultaneously. They're not like some canards which work individually. Now, flight control system, fly-by-wire. If you are going in a straight line in an F-15, the pilot just does nothing, all right? It will just fly in a straight line. If the F-15 pilot wants to start doing all sorts of maneuvers like this, I mean, that's quite impressive, isn't it? The pilot engagement, there's a lot of electrical, mechanical movements that need doing, adjusting when the pilot adjusts on the rudders, the ailerons, flapperons, whatever you want to call it, leading edges, all that kind of stuff. If the Typhoon's flying in a straight line, because it was aerodynamically unstable, the computers are working hard just to keep this flying in a straight line. That's the difference. But when the Typhoon pilot's going to do all these wacky maneuvers, as they do, fighter pilot stuff, pilot doesn't have to do a lot about that. Pilot just does what it wants it to do. It is amazing. It is an absolutely super quick aircraft, twice the speed of sound, so that's Mach 2.0. The Typhoon of the Royal Air Force, the Typhoon FGR4, has been toned down to Mach 1.8 for RAF requirements. Don't forget, max speed doesn't mean you've got good loiter time. Loiter time is good for you, all right? And it's super cruise. The Typhoon can super cruise. It can go at Mach 1.25. And again, this is off the top of my head. I forgot what altitude now, just above sea level. I forgot the altitude, but basically at quite a low altitude, it can do Mach 1.25, which is actually really difficult to do, because you've got to remember, the higher you go, the thinner the air. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about, now we're going to get to the intakes, the inlets, okay? There are 2 inlets. Now, there are cowlings here, not very good. Can you see the inlets? These cowlings open and close. They control the air that goes in. You can't have supersonic air going in there. So to control supersonic air, you have a diverter, a splitter, a boundary layer diverter. This kind of scoop, the F-16 has it as well. There are a few design thumbs up for this one, because it's called an S-duct. Okay, the engines on the Typhoon sit up here. That's quite high, which is called an S-duct. So if you look into my inlets, not around the inlets, but inside, you can't see the fan. You cannot see it. Radars love heat. Radars love spinny thingies. That might sound silly, but they do. A lot of jets and aircraft, they're looking for anything that spins. Radar works on spinning stuff. All right, that sounds basic, but it's true, okay? Anything that spins means a fan. Anything that gives heat, radars love that as well. So to hide the heat, to hide the signature of the fan spinning, we have an S-duct shaped like a letter S, which means you can't see. If you get radar in there bouncing around, ending up to your fan, you are in a bit of trouble, all right? So you need to hide that and stop radar frequencies bouncing around finding your fan. So you have an S-duct system which hide it, because at the end of the day, having intakes underneath the aircraft is not actually very good for radar cross-section. You need them, if you can, on the top. The B2 has them, but it's no good for a fighter jet. If you've got your intakes on the top and you're a B2, no problem. If you've got your intakes on the top, you're an F-35 or a Typhoon, when you're spinning round, what's the point? You're going to see them. The B2 doesn't need to do that. That's why it has them on the top for a brilliant radar cross-section. The Typhoon's radar cross-section is excellent. It's under 1 meter squared. Think about that. For a non-fifth generation, it is exceptional. It has a very good, because it has about 85% non-metal. All right, so we've covered inlets. Now the boundary layer, this is also important. You cannot have supersonic air hitting your fans. Okay, it will cause a lot of issues, but one of the main things is that this is called a boundary layer diverter. When an object is flying through the air, when it hits the surface, you start to create drag. All right, you start to create what's called a boundary layer. This is draggy air that sticks, and this sticky air works its way. Now imagine that. Imagine the fan. Look at this. Beautiful. Imagine that. If you were to blow a normal speed of air here and a slower speed of air here, it's going to cause problems with your fan. It will cause it it will cause fatigue, and it won't be very stable and actually damage your engine. Oh yeah. All right, so that's the reason. I can't believe I had that there. The Typhoon has an air brake as well, which lifts up. How does it work? It just creates drag. When you're driving around and you have if you've got a roof rack, creates drag. Okay, starts to whistle. Anything, even sticking your hand out, you can feel drag. When you're driving along in your vehicle, of course, we've all done it. I'm not suggesting you go out and do it, but when you're driving along on a summer's day, we've all done it. We all stick our hands out. Now, I'm going to show you how lift works as well, and drag, okay? So if you stick your hand flat on a vehicle that's going 70 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour, you'll feel it. It's pushing you back, right? Turn your hand at an angle, all right? Okay, imagine the angle of attack and the elevators or the foreplanes maneuvering in this direction. You feel your hand going up. That's lift, but you also feel the drag. Now turn it this way. Your hand's pushing you down, okay? So you can feel the aerodynamics that way. Okay, so we're going to work our way back. The Typhoon's got a 27mm Mauser cannon here. Probably about 100, I keep forgetting how many rounds. About 150, I think it is. The Typhoon has 13 hard points. Let's designate the 13th to the center drop tank, and then a drop tank on each of the wings. So you can actually fly this with 3 drop tanks, all right? So if we do that, that leaves 5 hard points on each side. Now, those 5 points on each side, you can stick 2 missiles here, all right, leaving you 3 to put on the wing, and then you can have another 2 missiles along there, along the fuselage, and then another 3. Amazing. This pylon here ejects a FOTD, fiber optic towed decoy, a decoy of a Typhoon. Not an inflatable one, because I thought that's what it was. Imagine that coming out. Hello, I'm your decoy. Pretty nice decoy, actually, isn't it? Again, to fool enemy radar and to give out a signature. So, that's that there. If you are going to be attacked by a radar, laser-guided or radar-guided missiles, you're in a bit of trouble. You can't use flare, so you use what's called chaff. Chaff is bits of metal. They used this in World War II, and it fools enemy radar. In fact, have a look at, do research Operation Glimmer. 218 Squadron used that. So that's the full enemy radar. If you have got a heat-seeking missile after you, then you can use your flares. Designated here, and your fire exits are here. If all failing that and you've still got something in behind you, you're going to have to use the sun. It might sound primitive, it might sound silly, but it's true. You can use the sun for that. Another question I get asked is this intake here, Nikos. What is this intake here? This is the RAM intake to cool down the engine in excess amount of reheats, all right, or afterburners reheat, same thing. When you have been using your reheats quite a lot, you need to cool it down. So you got your heat exchanger here. It's a ram intake. You got your two EJ200 engines producing a whopping 20,200 pounds of thrust each. So that's just over 40,000 pounds. What does that look like? Do you want me to show you? I'll show you what a EJ200 engine looks like. It is, gosh, here it is. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's the fan here, the three-stage fan. And it basically, literally, the suck, squeeze, bang, blow, a three-stage system. And you can see the companies that have made it. It's a three-stage low pressure. It compresses the air to 4.2 to 1. And then it works its way down to the 5-stage. Now, there are blisks here, all right? The 3-stage compressor. We do have, these are all blisks. This is one complete disc and blade. It's all one, saving weight, a titanium alloy. And then you've got a 5-stage high-pressure compressor. This will take the pressure to a whopping 26 to 1. So we're all experiencing, let's say, 1 bar of pressure. It's now been squeezed. Why squeezing air? What's the point of squeezing the air today? Why compress the air? Because it's a lot more combustible and you'll be able to fit a lot more air inside. But the main thing is a lot more combustible, a lot more economical. So that's compressed air. Think of scuba divers that have all those those tanks. The amount of air, oxygen squeezed into those is amazing. Think about the carton of orange that we drink and you read the label. We have 50 million oranges squeezed into 1.5 litres of juice. Okay, but it's a bit like that, okay? So you've squeezed that air and then that beautiful compressed air, where are we, goes into the combustion chamber. While that's going on, we've got a 0.4 to 1 of a bypass ratio. Bypasses are good. High bypasses are good for not only to be a lot more economical, but they also create a better flow. If this had no bypass, it will have a pretty bad job trying to get a nice flow of air going inside it. Once you've done that, you ignite it, bang, there's your thrust. Okay, what about the afterburner? Well, all the reheats. This needs to go in a separate chamber. Now, the Typhoon is producing about 13,500 pounds of thrust without the reheat. All right, I'll get to the name in a minute. But what we're going to do here, we're going to burn it after. We're going to reheat it, hence the name, reheat after burn. All right, so you're over here now. So once you've done that, the problem is, remember, we've just had real nice air going in here and then we've compressed it. We've got real economical combustible air. Now what we're going to do to get more power, you're just injecting raw fuel and just igniting it and combusting it. So the problem is you haven't got compressed air, so it's not economical. However, that raw fuel will give you a bit of a boost. It's a bit like sticking loads of Red Bull in there and feeding it Red Bull. It does give you wings. It gives you wings from Italy and Spain. Anyway, now that will give you an increase to 20,200 pounds of thrust. Oh, yeah. The Typhoon weighs not a lot, 24,000 pounds empty. What does this mean? Because I get a few comments telling me, well, all planes can take off in 8 seconds. Okay, let me explain. In 8 seconds, you can't start accelerating. Oh, gosh. I'm not on the van. You can't start accelerating from a 50, 60 and straight up. Not every fighter jet can do that. That's not what I'm saying. The power and the weight, it's a thrust to weight ratio, it's called, okay? Take your vehicle, all right? For those that do track days will know exactly what I mean. Take the console out. Take everything you don't actually need. I know, sorry. Take everything out that you don't need in your car. Empty your boot as well. Take out everything. Take off the bonnet, all right? What I'm saying is now weigh that. Your car or vehicle will go faster. So the Typhoon, 24,000 pounds empty. Yeah, you can't fly without having any fuel in it. Stick 11,000 pounds of fuel. And what I'm saying is when you do that maths, when you do that ratio, the Typhoon is way overpowered to what it can do. All right, which is great. Okay, overpowered, that sounded like a bad thing, but it's a good thing. Aspen, what up? Which means from once the pilot releases the brakes from 8 seconds, it can, right, so that's about 185 miles per hour. 8 seconds, it can actually start accelerating. If you don't have that, the F-22 does not have that type of thrust to weight ratio when it's filled up and fully loaded. All right, we're not talking about that the Typhoon's better. We're just talking about we're just talking about takeoffs here. All right, there's nothing to do with what it can do. You know, the F-22 is an absolute beast of a 5th generation, one of the most loved aircraft, not only from us civilians, but from the Air Force itself. What I'm saying is, you need to remember, although the F-22 has 70,000 pounds of thrust to spare, it's heavier, way heavier, especially when you filled it up with fuel. But the Typhoon being a little track day car, it's like my old Honda Integra Type R. All right, it's lightweight, which means from brakes release to 8 seconds, 185 miles per hour, it can go, you know, straight up and climb, but accelerate. Not every aircraft can do that. Which is why F-35s, F-22s, F-15s, they will scream down the runway, reaching anywhere between 450, can even sometimes 500 miles per hour. You've got 500 miles per hour behind you. By all means, put it up. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Reach for the moon. You can do that. If the Typhoon did that, 500 miles per hour, and then pulled up, we won't see it. It will go to the moon. It can go supersonic. In 30 seconds time. You can't go supersonic over here, over land, because, well, our windows will shatter, and some of our historic monuments will probably get a bit upset about it. But there we go, and probably there'll be some huge magnetic declination. I hope that made sense anyway. There's also loads of defense on the Typhoon, the DASS, the defense, that one, that's sweet. There's an example of it here, this little nib that sticks out. There's the high frequency antenna. There's even parts here and more defensive. And there's one more thing I keep forgetting to mention. It's so minute. I don't know if you can see it. It's on either side of the nose. You probably can't see that. There's a tiny little, almost like a little strobe, but it's not a strobe. There's one here and here. That is your defense system. It's like it's searching for any bad stuff. You know, they're searching for any bad vibes. That's probably the right way. But there we go. That's our Typhoon. I can't go into any more detail. I think that's enough to chew on. Someone asked a question yesterday. Did anyone ask a question about blackjack? Why is it cancelled? There you go. There you go. See that? Do you see that? That's it's beautiful. I mean, look at that. You cannot see far down there. That's that is why it's cancelled. So yeah, no flying today. Done. There we go. The beloved blackjack there. Now, I know, emotional weather, Marco. I know. I think that's us done. I think, but it was. Do you know what? I thought this was quite. Normally, what it is, right? I'll let you in on a little secret. I will be doing more of these, but on my camera. I just thought, oh, there's no way I'm getting out in this and setting up. You know, I'm not getting any younger, man. Do you know what I mean? And I gotta enjoy life. I gotta have my. But there we go. So, oh dear, emotion. Hope we're all good and well. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I could do a Q&A if you want. I'm not really doing a lot really. Oh dear, I hope you're all well anyway. But yeah, it's awful. It really is bad. But thanks all of you for tuning in. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of fun. EP65, how you doing? Fritz, Margot, Davey, Foxy Killers, how you doing? Hope you're good. What else we got on here? The chat is a bit different on here. Works a little bit different here now. There you go. Dita, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're all good. I just caught that. Carlos, which is your favourite RAF base to visit? Right, it's a really, really good question. I love all the bases, okay? I love them all, but there's something about here, all right, that's special to me because this is where it started, okay? I always just have this little warm feeling of, wow, this is where it all began, and I love that. You know, there are bases that are, you know, I'm not going to deny it. You know, Lakenheath is just full of excitement. Hannah, how you doing? Who else we got? Yep, how you doing? Robert Brassel. Yeah, Lakenheath is really exciting, man. Do you know what I mean? But there's something, you know, it's where it started. It's historical for me. So we're all good. No, this is this is natural for bears, man. That's not Ted. This is bed Ted. He's my little personal bear. This one. He's yeah, he's my little personal bear. There he is. I know, mate. I know. No, you can't drive, mate. No. This is so you got bed Ted today. He's my little mate. He's like my personal bear, actually. He does pop on now and again. But yeah, he's my personal bear. He just comes with me. Bit like Mr. Bean. I don't care. I'm not ashamed. It's my little bear, and I love it. It keeps me happy, and I don't really care what people think because this is my it's my little mate. I know Ted's the boss. You see, I've got that. You know, I've got that relationship with Ted. He's the boss. Do you know what I mean? I can't really, you know. I'm fine. You know how you doing? There we go. So that's bed Ted there, just chilling out. Got it. Lorraine, how you doing? Hope you're good. But yeah, nice one. In it, I don't mind. What else we got here? Yeah, I mean, even the van is just full of books. I love me books. There we go. Again, for those wondering why it's cancelled, there you go. I mean, that's why it's cancelled. Can you see that? Do you want to have a look? Do you want to have a look outside? It is shocking. It is. You know what I mean? It is awful out there. It is absolutely, you know what I mean? Goodness me. You've got more luck navigating with your eyes shut. It is terrible. But there we go. It is emotional, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But there we go. I'm going to head off. Yeah, pea soup. Do you know what? Why do they call it pea soup? Because peas are green. Do you know what I mean? Peas are green. So why is it? Does anyone know why it's called pea soup? Cano pea. Yeah, no. Yeah. So if you tuned in the car park, there's no flying. It's because I know people just they they do like to ask you know if anything's happening, which is fair enough. But if you are tuned in, no, is the answer. What is the book called? What, this one here? This one is amazing. It's called The British Aircraft of World War II. It is awesome. Been also learning about the Windsor as well lately. That's pretty good. Pretty awesome stuff. I've got loads of books here. What else we got here now? I'll tell you what I've got. This is quite good. Got Ted's Royal Air Force identity card here. Look at that. See that? I've got to get his passport photo in here. I do actually have Ted's passport photo to put in that. What else have we got? I got oh gosh, Ted, sorry mate. Yeah, you got to get your ID card, innit? Yeah. But yes. Oh yeah, don't worry. I've got some real cool stuff coming up for you in the future for days like this. So don't worry about that. I've got real good stuff. What else have we got here? Everywhere, everything you pick up in here, man. This is all about what happened to the companies like Hawker, Vickers, Armstrong, Supermarine. Basically ended up as BA Systems, sort of. If you're ever wondering, and I've done a little timeline. Everywhere you look in this van, everything you pick up in here, it's going to be something in here to do with aviation. It's quite amusing. Oh, look at him! He's giving you a wave. Oh man. So there we go. Are they not? No, mate. They've cancelled. It's all flying cancelled until that fog clears. So there we go. Yeah, sadly the chat just goes. LEJ approach, how you doing? Matt Crossan, how you doing? Yeah, I don't think I can. Oh, I can. I can move the chat. It's on the screen. It's really weird on my phone. The heat of cooking pea soup breaks down into chlorophyll, which gives peas its green colour. Yes, but this is grey. So why do they call it pea soup? Does anyone know? Let me know. Answers on a postcard. I wonder if anyone... let's have a look here. On the last stream... It was on the last stream you did at Coningsby. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Are they? Let's have a look. Someone asked me a question. I think, Matt, I don't know what question that was, man. A dry martini, that's a good one. There we go. But yeah, Yaroslav, how you doing? Yaroslav. Fog used to be, did it? I suppose you can get, rain that you can pick up, innit? Dry rain, do you remember that? Robert Brassel, how you doing? XR3i, yeah. Hook it up. What else we got in here? Should we have a look? See what else we got in here, man. Should we have a look? What else we got in here? Don't know. I mean, we got an F-35B, but the F-35B at the moment, because of its Stovall capabilities, it's holding my phone. Do you know, I didn't bring the gimbal. I thought I wouldn't need it today because I thought, but there we go. Right, I think that's me done. I think I'm going to head off home. Yeah. The Squadron book, you had the various squadrons and where they're based and what they fly was a big book, it looked like. Matt Crossan. Oh yes, so it comes in different volumes. It's that's written by Mark Every and Ken Delve. It goes from 1 to 100 Squadron, and then you get volume 2, 101 Squadron to 199. I don't know how many volumes they've brought out, but yeah, it's called Squadrons of the Royal Air Force, Volume 1, and it was written by Mark Every and Ken Delve. I even have to remember authors, which is pretty cool. So there you go. So yes, you can see I don't actually read off a script. Yeah, it's all good. That's the one. So you got to have a good memory in these things, otherwise it gets a bit emotional. Tim Gooch, thanks a lot for the get a kebab. Go get a kebab, yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be brilliant. That'll be awesome, man. But yeah, just trying to think if there's anything else that you'd like to know. Yeah, no problem, EP65. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for the supers as well. Apologies for today. It's Tim Gooch. Thanks for the pizza. Captain A, thank you very much as well. But yeah, it's just one of those things. What can you do? But I'll tell you what. You know me, I love giving you info, don't I? I'll tell you, is another. Let me just put that there. Don't forget Valentine's Day, yeah. Don't forget that. So, I'm just going to show you this book. So we're all familiar, I think. I don't know if you're all familiar, but the Royal Air Force had the squadron marking systems. Okay, and what it is, back in the days, they didn't just come up with those 2 letters. Okay, they actually had, there's the famous 105 Squadron. I like that one. It's got GB written on it. They had numbers for squadrons. You know when you want to try and find something for someone, you can never find it. So basically, 115 was written as 115 on the side, and I'll explain a little bit more detail for you. Let's have a look here. Look at that. So guess the squadron. Oh gosh. Don't know if this is still on, but guess the squadron. Look at that. It might be reversed, so I do apologize. 78 Squadron. Brilliant. Guess this one here. Yep, you got it. 10. And the thing is, they realised with enemy reconnaissance following aircraft back to base. Look at this one. 214. You can guess the squadron, right? There was obviously a security issue with that. And when they were followed, the reconnaissance would come back and report and give back that 214 are based here. This is what they fly. So they had to get rid of that system. And they changed it to a completely random 2-letter system. It's the same with the United States Army Air Force. Have you ever wondered, Thorpe Abbott Station 139, for example, they called them station numbers rather than the actual traditional station itself. The reason was that for a few things, one was for pronunciation. Okay, I find it difficult to pronounce stuff. And I even hear, when I do, on rare occasions, when I use my radio, I can hear some of other countries pronouncing parts of Britain completely wrong. I mean, there's even things in Britain that's hard to pronounce, even for someone that's born in Britain. Like Wyndham, like it's spelled like Widenham. Okay, and some people have trouble with WICK, or or HAM at the end, or or WICH rather, like Norwich. All right, some people go Norwich, or I don't know, just for example. So they got rid of that for one thing, and the other thing is, well, for security, this is where I'm going to go into detail, is for security as well. They felt that calling it literally RAF 4 Pabbits would give away where they were. Yeah, kind of makes sense. I kind of get that. But the thing is, and for administrative as well. Oh yeah, Loughborough. That's a good one. Yeah, but for people from other countries, how are you supposed to learn that? I mean, I went into detail the other day. Could we go without a few letters? Like, the word Y, W-H-Y. How? Really? What about hour? Spelled H-O-U-R. Well, you don't go hour. You know what I mean? You don't go hour. I think Michael McIntyre touched on that. That's why I remembered it. He's funny, he is. But each their own. But yeah, anyway, and that, so getting to the point, United States Army Air Forces did away with the names and just called it designated a number for security. Jarosław Naraja. Yes, I do speak a little bit of Polish. Because I don't know, I find that language for me works quite well. Spanish as well, I can speak a little bit of Spanish, a bit of Italian. But yeah, someone asked about what do I use to research. So look, Dita, was that Dita? Why do you use the most? What do you use the most in research? Oh, books, good old classic books. I love it. So yeah, all is good. Right. Okay, so I don't even know how I even got into that subject, but you know what? It's been good fun. I've enjoyed it. Look at his legs. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. But yeah, I hope you're all good. I can't even type on it. I wouldn't even know how to type. Plain Spot, how you doing? Hope you're all good. I'm all good. Thank you very much. So yeah, there we go. So yeah. Well, that's our show over. So thank you very much. I mean, I can do a Q&A, but I have to be really quick to catch the comments. A little bit different on here. But yeah, if you got any Q&A, yeah, we can do a Q&A. We can do that. But yeah, no problem. I mean, this is my, I love it. I love doing all this. You know what I mean? It's pride and joy. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, even when the weather is bad, still bringing. Yeah, you got to do these things. Yeah, so. So yeah, let me know if you got any questions before I pull the cable. Sadly, this week is shocking. This week is shocking. The weather is shocking. If you're coming here tomorrow, don't expect much. Favorite plane of all time? Spicy Wedges. It's a beautiful question. When I was a kid, it was the Tornado. I loved the Tornado. My favorite, ultimate. Wanted to be a Tornado pilot. Really did love that plane. But things happen in life. Parents move. You get no message in your stream now appear. Yeah, so I then got to love the Typhoon, but there was a big gap in my life where I because I was born in Weston and loved it because of the Western Air Festival, and yeah, so the being in Weston, I loved it. Red Arrows, the Vulcan was amazing. I'll never forget the Vulcan when I did that. But anyway, but yeah, parents moved and they moved to a place where there wasn't really a lot of flying, although we did move to Portland for a little bit. So got to see the Sea Harrier, HMS Osprey, I think it was. Got to see that, so that was great. And then moved somewhere where I didn't really like, but you get no choice. You have to stick with it when you're just literally when you're very young. And there we go. And then I moved along here. Hey, Nick, there's a message here from James Jukebox. What motivates you to get out and do this? I don't know. It's in me. I get it. I do it. I love it. You live once, go with it. I think, the channel thrives in, keeping a well-being. And I'm not going to, brush around the subject, but yeah, I was in some dark places a long time ago, and literally with not a lot going, and here I am. And I'll never look back, because, you know, we all go through rough times, and you just never know what's around the corner. You never know what can pick you up. And if it keeps you in the green, keep going. Just keep going. If it keeps you in the green, it keeps you healthy and safe and well, just keep doing it. Because you just don't know what's around the corner. And those that are going through some rough times, relate to this channel, get them in a good place, get them in a good mood. And for those that are in a dark place, in a real rough time, it's very easy to basically not see that there is a way out. You know, there is a way to get back up again, and to pick me up. And I love that. There's nothing more than doing that. And one of the funny thing is that I had in my life when I was a kid growing up, I always wanted to be a radio DJ. I loved Jonathan Peele. I loved his diverse. You'd be listening to like acid techno music, and then a bit of classical, then a bit of heavy metal, then back to dance music, and a bit of. I loved the I love it. I love it. I loved his range, and I wanted to be so I bought myself a little CB radio when I was a kid. Must have been about 12. I loved that. Was hilarious. But I also loved artwork, and I always wanted to be a teacher as well. So I've kind of combined it. I'm teaching, I'm kind of broadcasting, and here we go. Yeah, that's the one. So all is good. So don't forget, there is, and always talk to someone. And this is what the community brings, you know. This is what the community brings, man. It brings you to a good place, a good community, which is, you know, for those new to the channel, Kev Howard, man, how you doing? Yeah, I know, man. Kev, you're good. Yeah, so, you know, it's a great community. It really is. And for someone that's not too sure and comes in, and I never wanted this channel to be like sorry for the terminology, I never wanted it to be a man cave or anything like that. Needed it somewhere fun, man. Needed it somewhere to erase all the clutter, erase all the politics, although this is really difficult to do, and try to erase the politics, because it does. Politics and military, one's the head, one's the neck. So should we say the military's the head and the politics are the neck? They can turn that head anywhere they want. Does that make sense? I mean, that's a great quote, but you know. Anyway, Kevi, don't forget, if you love the community, to join us as a member. And also our end of year party coming up. Tickets are still on sale for our end of year party that way at the Petwood. So don't forget to join us there now. Thank you very much. Some great questions coming in. Hope you're all good. Oh yeah. Hope we're all well. And don't forget to check out tedconingsby.co.uk. All right. So anyway, so for the last time for today, my name's Nick. I've been trapped in a van. Welcome to the inside of the van. It's all right, man. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's right. Oh dear. Right. Take care, everyone. And how do you turn this thing up? Oh yeah. Anyway, take care. See you soon. Wish you well. See ya.